You see, nowadays, as we can observe, since time immemorial to today, the morality of mankind. And we can see every family units, they go through all kinds of traumatics, uncertainty in their life. Sometimes they have the children, they come with the mother, and they go to don't know how many fathers. Sometimes they come with the father, and they don't know how many mothers they go through. And you look at the relationships within these family units. Normally, they'll have a lot of problems with the kids. And these are all social problems. It got to do with what? Morals, values. Because human beings got greed, cravings. And that is the cause of all these problems. And human beings got craving for better lifestyle, craving for better, everything better. That's why there's a need of urgency to address this kind of problems, especially as a identity, like in a Buddhist unit, like we all, a Buddhist community, right? We have the 5 precepts. And why the Buddhas say we should observe the 5 precepts? And if we were to be in comparison with the problems we are facing nowadays, then we can see the benefit of observing the 5 precepts. And then this precept is what? The number 3rd one, no sexual misconduct. Because if you can control this craving on this sexual sting, then a lot of things can be controlled. And these are the grave problem of mankind. That's why you look at all this problem that's happening in our society and why people get quarrel, kill each other. Because there's no trust. Because after what have they put in and they've been betrayed and people got angry and they got killed or they got injured, been tortured. So be careful and we got to look into this problem. Everybody look at yourself on the moral aspect. You see, when I was in Mysore, I was a junior monk. I was staying with the Musa tribe. And the Musa tribe in the New Year, they hell break loose. Why I say hell break loose? Because we are new. We are unfamiliar. So we see, and then got torchlight flashing all over the place. And we see people running into the bushes for what? For our curiosity, we went down to see what the heck. They doesn't know this is a monastery area or what are they doing all this thing. And they went down to see, oh shit, young girl and young boy having sex. Hey, what the heck? And they got, mang, they run. So next morning I went to complain to the village head. They say, hey, what are you doing at night? How come your children all can do this kind of unwholesome thing in the temple area? Man, this is our New Year, our what do you call it? Our custom. I said, crazy custom, piba. Crazy custom. Why got this kind of custom of? And they said, oh, this monk very bad mouth. He scold people. I said, I scold you, but you're worse than me. You behave like animal like that. How can you, in any old house do in the temple area, never, you are not animals. I said, you behave like animals. Animals, they don't have time, no place. Because when I go Bindabat, I saw this mother pig so big, 20, 30 times bigger than this small, stupid piglet. And you look at the piglet craving, so small. You hop onto the leg, can't even reach the backside of the damn bloody mother pig. And you keep craving for the piece of meat. And I look at it, it was eyes opening, but it also struck me deep inside. Like, oh, you see, the reflection came. Even a small piglet, just born, it don't have to be taught. You see the craving, the attached from the past life, bring to even born as a piglet and still the inclination for sex. So great. I said, oh shit, piglet. And this one, maybe 20, 30 times bigger than this small piglet. That really made me think back. See this cycle, this so-called beings, this round of samsara, whether you like it or don't like it, if your mind is channeled in that directions, this is what happened. You see, piglet. I said, wow. Then nowadays we have this educational thing, talk about this thing in the school, encouraging, teaching people so openly, and they are so happy to talk about it. This self thing is don't have to talk. You look at pig don't have to go to school. And this human being here so stupid must go to school. Then I look at the whole thing. Nowadays like that, the society is moving from bad to worse. They are taking things that is immoral to be important. Things that's moral, they don't encourage. They're encouraging immorality for the society. That's why the more we have to practice, because why? The Dhamma is really disappearing from the world. It's really disappearing. It's really disappearing. After our generation is past, let me tell you, it'll be more and more diluted. Even people who stay in a temple are not putting the effort already that they're supposed to. You don't have to talk about external people, don't talk. Even people who are in the robes nowadays, I can see are getting lesser and lesser. And less people are practicing nowadays. So it's getting the Dhamma of the Buddha will be hijacked. I use the word hijacked by art Dhamma, not Dhamma. You'll be replaced for thing that's not Dhamma. Thing that's Dhamma, we talk about Sila, Samadhi, Panya, was slowly faded from the Buddha's teaching. And what people will be talking about is their own personal view about Buddhism. And that will be gone. Because why? When the Buddha talk about systematic way of the teaching, you got to progress from relinquishment of your craving, slowly observing of a precept, slowly upgrade yourself to the understanding of Dhamma in terms of meditation, calm down the mind, maintain mindfulness whole day in, day out, walking meditation, sitting meditation, calm the mind. When the mind comes to a state of concentration, any type of concentration, then we induce contemplation, then we induce how to watch why our mind get engrossed with external objects, how our mind been affected by the craving of our internal craving to external object, how our mind create all this story to bluff ourselves. Are they Dhamma? How our mind so attached to the body of ours, how our mind attached to the eye, ears, nose, tongue, bodily feeling, and our own mental thought, what we call titti, personal view. Is it Dhamma or not Dhamma? And this is how there's this way, the systematic training of the relinquishment of our defilement. If not, finish. We look at what we are heading now. It's not very encouraging. It's very alarming, very scary. This is the way of the world. Like I say again, we can't help it because this is the way the world is penetrating toward these directions. And we can only slow down or break down the fall. That's all. But we cannot stop the falling. It's just as water. Water will always flow downward. From small river, from small stream, to bigger river, bigger canals, and to the sea. To the sea of what? To the sea of Sansara. It's so much suffering out there, and there's no shore to go upon. If we are not going to hop on to the what do you call it, this lifeboat that the Buddha has suggested to us, or shown us that this is the lifeboat, this is a life vest, put it on. Sila, Samadhi, Panya, put it on. Then you can cross to the other shore safely. So we as members of the Buddha's disciple, is each and individual's responsibility to uphold the training that you comfortably train for yourself, because this is something cannot be forced and up to your own standard. But again, certain things we cannot achieve doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. When the Buddha talk about appana samadhi, when the Buddha talk about samadhi in order to induce wisdom, all these are labeling, but our mind that's happening within us, we know for ourselves very clearly, and we must react on how to counteract to this mind state. We say we want to be the representative of the Buddha's teaching. We must really be able to master the art, master the skill in samadhi and in all kinds of contemplations the Buddha has taught, so that we won't regret when the time for us to go. When we leave this world, we say, oh, no problem. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be regret of. And that'll be the sharing for today. We're always talking about human human being before they die, the last thought, very important. And we can't wait until the last thought. We must train before this last moment comes to relinquish of our attachment in our mind. And this is very, very important. Take, for example, a lot of people who are not trained, normal people at large, all their whole life is thinking of what? To own the property, to buy a house, to have cars, to have all this comfort in their life. So what is going through their mind is all this material wanting, the requirement they want externally. And so when you talk about the last moment of their life, and where will they go? And that spinning moment of the mind is so fast that an untrained mind will normally be reborn into the realm of beta, ghost. And under the influence of greed, sometimes the greed, hatred or delusion, it depends the power of these three elements that will decide on where they will be born. Then, for example, if they are greedy to be born as a certain beings, and they'll be there, you don't worry. And if under the impulse, hatred is very powerful, there'll be normally very powerful ghosts. They can be, have all kinds of psychic, but they are ghosts. Or certain beings, they love mountain, they love tree, they love nature, this kind of things. And they'll be born in the tree because of the wanting, the influence of this thought, the attachment to this thought. So you don't underestimate. Don't ever think that, we do a lot of goodness, definitely we will go to a good rebirth. Yes, but what kind of rebirth? Good rebirth. Tree Deva, also good rebirth. About tree. Because why? The attachment to tree. That person can be very good-hearted. In her heart, only the tree. And they can come to become a tree Deva and never know what to do because of the attachment to the tree or the attachment to worse, to animals, to dogs, to cats. That is even worse. The moment they die, they say, if I die, what happened to my dog? If I die, what happened to my dog? Who will look after my dog? That's it. The minute that person is dead, straight away, you don't worry, become ticks, become lice on the dog body. You can contest, I cannot be, what cannot be? You see how this mind, how powerful it can go. You look at the Buddha's time. During the Buddha's time, there was this monk by the name Tissa. Tissa was very attached to his silk robes, which his sister made for him. He is so attached to the silk robes, the jivara, the robes that the monk put on. So attached. Every time touch it, wow, so happy about the robe. But never use, never use. Every time talking about the robe, so good, blah, blah. And one day he died. He died and become a lice, an insect in his jivan. And the Buddha knew it. The Buddha said, okay, no one touch his thing for 7 days. Normally in the Vinaya rules, whenever a monk dies, straight away, they can distribute his belonging to amongst the member of the Sangha. That means all the members of the Sangha can use his thing, which each individual requires, his robes, his bowl, or his belonging, medicine, and etc. But for this case, the Buddha said, no one touch his thing. Everybody said, why? Why? Because why? The monk Tissa has become a lice, an insect in his own robes. He's so attached to his robes. That's why the Buddha said, no one touch his thing. And after 7 days, luckily, the birth of the insects is only, the lifespan is only 7 days. And after the 7th day, this Tissa was born into the heavenly beings as a Deva. And that's when the Buddha said, okay, Ananda, you can distribute the belonging of Tissa, whoever monks want to use his thing. You see, so crucial, so important, and can be so quite dangerous in a certain thing that we get involved. Our mind so much that it will obstruct our practice. And why the Buddha always emphasized about forgive, relinquishment of hatred, great hatred, delusion in each individual. It is because of these instances, because it hinders our practice and the direction of our mind state, there will be channeling to which mind state. And it's very, very important to know this type of thing, because this is what happened. And certain thing, sometimes it is not due to sickness, but due to some spiritual intrusions into the individual person, and it can cause you sickness or whatever. We can classify it as karma. But if you look deep into it, yes, it's karma, but it's by beings that bear hatred to the individual, and it can cause havoc to the individual. We have to be very, very be careful with dealing with this kind of things, especially our own mind. That's why a lot of people say that, if you go and stay that place will be better, this place. I say the best place is your own mind, the best place. You see, they rated the whole world. Oh, this place is the best, that place is the best. I said the best place is inside your mind. Because where can you find a better place other than your own mind state? You can have a lot of things in your life, but you don't feel good. You don't feel at home. You got to act so rigid to please people. I don't think that's the best place. The best place is you feel free. You feel at ease. That's the best place that's your mind. That's your mind, because you won't be troubled by greed. You won't be troubled by the thoughts of greed, by the thought of hatred or delusion within ourselves. And that's the best place. That's the best mind state to dwell in. And where's the best place? Our mind, not the place we're talking about outside. You see a lot of people in this whole world just searching for happiness externally. And where did they find? People can come from a war-torn country, like now, Afghanistan. I see all these people, we're going to the more freedom country, freedom, and then they go other country, and then they create havoc in other country. They want their freedom some more. The real freedom is the freedom from greed, hatred, and delusion. And when we go to stay other people's country, we must oblige and blend in to other people's culture and not to create trouble. Then people will be welcoming. The problem with people is they go some other place, they want to impose. You see, they are so demanding, they want this, they want that. And this is what causes problem. We are not pinpointing to any nationality or refugee of this world. No, we are talking about reality. It's the best place is your mind. The best place is to free yourself from greed, hatred, and delusion. And that's the best place to deal with. If not, your mind is always troubled by all this kind of unwholesome thought. It keeps troubling us. And we try to find a way, we try to solve external problem, to make the place a best place. And we can never make a best place. In the end, we will make ourselves tired, so weary, and so disappointed with things that we try to solve and we can't solve. In the end, we wasted all our time trying to solve outside. That's why we solve inside. The Buddha said inside. If we solve inside, one done, everything done. We solve outside, you can never solve until we die. You can solve, the Buddha will already solve, but the Buddha never solved. The Buddha's only advice, the Buddha only offered the teaching of the Buddha. And the Buddha said, you are the owner of your own action. Heir to your action, born of action, related to your action, and live dependent on action, for good or for bad. To that, you'll be the heir of your action. This is so fair. You see, the Buddha never said, solve other problems. Never. The teacher of the Buddha never said that. So, bear in mind. Why I want to say this thing, because this lady, Gyawana, she was so attached to this tree. According to Po Mui, she's so attached. Where is my tree going to be? This and that, blah, blah, blah. I said, So I quickly said, put here. Better than she linger around at her home. Let her linger around here. I said, put here. You see, the minute we plant today, just 2 days ago, bam, and news get to her, and she can let go. But anyway, for your information. Okay, Rapon. Just now, I just cracked the joke. Like, you always offer all this coffee bean. Did you give, what do you call that? transfer merit, burn paper, coffee machine to the deceased. You see, we are Chinese. Chinese people are very smart, Chinese people are very smart. There's only one race in this world that can create bank in the hell. That is Chinese. You have Chinese have banknote, like K.Sri Dhammananda said. Chinese have banknote, especially for the death, especially for the hell. And the banknote is one note, $1 million. And then because of that, when Chinese people die, if you're Taoist, then you got to burn your servant, one lady servant, one man servant. Last time got no laptop, no credit card, no bank. Nowadays they have credit card, laptop, Mercedes-Benz. Wow. If you want Lexus, they create one car, Lexus, and then you spend a few $1,000 to burn away for the death, right? Why? Now, why people come up with this kind of things is to pacify the deceased family. That means the relative, the family members of the people that are still living. Because sometimes as a son or as a daughter of family members, you have neglected your duty in looking after them. That is your parents, your relative, or so forth. Then you feel so remorse when the person passes away that you haven't done enough for them. And to offset that, someone come with a money-making idea. I use the word money-making idea. To burn this thing to the death. To do this chant to send it to heaven. And one chant, few $1,000. And people pay. And people love it. Because why? What is money? I have a lot of money. If this chant can bring my parents go to heaven, why not? But if you were to use your brain, use your wisdom and think about it. If goodness can be bought by money, then where is goodness? Where does the truth stand in? There will be a lot of, then people will be doing good. They will contradict what is called goodness. People, you think that money can replace anything? No. When we talk about goodness, the goodness of the mind state, our mind, the way we think, the way we say things, the way we do things, it starts from the mind, your intentions. We got to train this one, our intention. That's why we call karma, kam. It started from here. We think first. Think about it first. We want to do something. Something arises. The thought. We want to have this thing. We want to do this thing. We want to execute this thing. And then we arrange for it to happen. And then it happened. And then we are here. So this intention is the forerunner of all things in your life. Now, this intention, you have the choice. And most of the time, we people doesn't make the right choice. We are override by our greed, our hatred and delusions, our jealousy, our anger, our craving. We are override by this so-called mind state. That's why we do a lot of things that we regretted or we shouldn't have done it. And we say, I shouldn't have done it if I heard this one before. Actually, long time ago. It's just like you couldn't care less. You need to be reminded every now and then. Human beings need to be reminded every now and then. Because why? It's just as certain people who meditate. They just don't like to contemplate, don't like to think. You tell them you must contemplate in order to look at your problems. If you don't contemplate, your mind will be stalled at the state of contentment, at the state of defilement that stop you from contemplating. Because why? You are so afraid to know the truth that this is where your problem lies. We contemplate. Contemplate on what? We contemplate on our body. Rupang anicca, Vedana anicca, Sanya anicca, Sankhara anicca, Vijnana anicca. Rupang anatta, Vedana anatta, Sanya anatta, Sankhara anatta, Vijnana anatta. These 5 khandhas. The Buddha never tell us to contemplate anything beside our own khandha. Because we contemplate our own khandhas, then we understand the khandhas of other people. Say, for example, you contemplate craving, you want something. You want it, right? You think other people don't want it? Other people also want it because people are lacking. People who don't want it are people who have enough. But how many people have enough? Even they have, they still say, not enough. This is the nature of the mind, the nature of defilement. Never have enough. That's why when you have never have enough, you're always being a slave to your craving. And where can you find happiness? Where can you find peace of mind? You can't. You can't find peace of mind because the mind keep making story. You should do this, you should do that. And you see the thing that you do, it's all external thing. And then after you do it, you should improve more. You should upgrade more. And it keeps spinning in this direction. Never a time You say that, oh, I should meditate more, I should sit more, I should calm my mind. Never. Even though we'll be sitting here, how many people really sit here and really calm down? Most of the time, even they sit here, but the mind is somewhere else. Shopping, want to buy this, want to buy that. I need this, I need that. After must do this, oh, this and oh, and that. It keep popping up, popping up, popping up. And you see your mind keep doubting, keep anticipating, keep anticipating. And this is the state of the mind you are in now. This is the state of mind we are in now. And we thought that, oh, I went to stay in temple, so peaceful. Yeah, outside peaceful, why inside not peaceful at all? Inside like a war zone. Because why? Conflict mind state, contradicting mind state, conflict. Should you or shouldn't A this and A that? And these are the mind state we dwell in. And we in a cross track, we don't know what to do. At the end, we say, what am I doing here? Am I wasting my time? Am I this and am I that? You see, again. And this is the problem with mankind. You got no real happiness in us. And to be very frank, the Buddha said that there's no real happiness in this birth. It's only dukkha. The real happiness is from where? Meditation. To understand the five khandhas, how we operate, and how to step out of the five khandhas. And this is the real happiness. But do we do it? No. Even we meditate, we are just using a stone to put onto the meditation. In our meditation, we just don't want to think. Even certain events of life, we have this doubt. We should think about it, but we just overlook it. We just don't want to think about it. And we either sometimes we want to think, there's a thought inner voice that you should think about it. Try. And another voice said, why? What for I think about it? Make my mind so uncomfortable. Make my mind so unpeaceful. I'm not so peaceful now. The mind always scared of knowing the truth. And this is our problem. This is why the Buddha said, people who go to heaven are like the two horns of the cow. People that go down to hell are just like the hair of the cow. Because we don't want to contemplate. If you want to contemplate on the happening of this society to ourselves, affect us in and out, then we will come to a conclusion. Our mind will be more and more blissful, more and more. You don't have to say let go. The mind will become more and more lighter and easier to deal with. Because why? Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more you contemplate, the more you see more clearly in your mind. Doesn't mean that we don't see this mind state in our mind. We saw it, but we just don't know what to do about it, or we don't even care. We thought that, never mind, I'm going to handle this. It's okay. But if you contemplate, they can put a stop. Because contemplation brings you a very clear comprehension of the mind state and how your mind has been affected by this kind of mind state, and how your mind make believe in the content of the thought. And this is why human beings suffer. So we got to keep on doing it. Don't give up. Don't give up. In life, we must take all this odd, all this failure, all this unsuccess in our life as a test. All kinds of anger, people provoking you, people feel jealous, or you jealous of other people, as a tool to remind ourselves that, I still have this problem. I need to tackle this problem. This is how human beings progress from knowing one's own problem, one's own mistake, and to correct. If not, then there won't be Buddha. The Buddha won't be here. If not, there won't be this Kuba Ajahn, or this forefather who has uphold the Dhamma Vinaya, uphold this Dhamma today. So remember, we have choice. So you make the right choice, right? And that'll be the sharing for today. Yatha varivaha pura paripurenti sakarang Eva meva nito tina petana upakapatit Ichita badita dumha kipameva samichatu sape purentu sankapa Chanto panaraso yatha manicho diraso yatha Tiya vivanjandu samaro govina sadumade bhava ธนาสิเลสนิจังพุทธปัจจายโนจัตตารโอธัมมาวัฏฏันติอายุวันโนสุขังอาลายาสมิปเดเสกเปเตวาสะปริตจติโยศีลาวะเดตโมเจตวาสัญญาเตพระมจาริโนยาดาตาเดวตาสุนตาสาดากินามาเดเสตาปุจิตาปุจายันติมาริตามานายตินังตาโตนังอนุกัมปันติมาตาพุทธาวราสังเอวตานุกัมปิโตโปโสสัตตบารานิปัสสติภวตุสาพมังคลังราคะโดสาบเดวตาสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสดาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสาพมังคลังราคะโดสาบเดวตาสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสดาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสาพมังคลังราคะโดสาบเดวตา